Good to see you again, Claire.
What is up, guys? It is me, Michael, aka Vanilla Bear, with part 3 of the no heal, no item box, and limited step walkthrough. Now, I've completely edited out Sherry's section of the game because you probably already know how to do it. There is no item box in it, there's no opportunity to heal, and it's such a small segment of the game, so I've just left it out. But yeah, so now we've got the parking key card. We're just going to head back down and head on our way. However, not before coming across Mr. X once again. However, he's really easy to get away from. This is my least favourite part. Actually, where am I going? Oh yeah, I use a diamond key here to get rid of it, but I don't go in the room. If you go in the room, it gives the zombies time to come towards you, and there's nothing of importance in the room. I think it's like one item. Like, it's just, if you want to do what I did to get rid of the key, by all means. If you're okay keeping the inventory slot with it, you know, whatever's easier. But yeah, so we're going to use this, and then Mr. X is going to spawn. He'll spawn on our right hand side, down there. So you're just going to lure him around this pillar, then lure him around the B1 pillar. And as soon as he's like peeking at the left hand side of it, you're just going to run. Gives you enough time for the door to open, and that's it. The time it takes for him to eventually get round, you're already so far ahead. There's 2 more zombies coming up that we have to get past. I run into a small hiccup here because the second zombie just point blank refuses to come through the door. So what I do is, this one's fall down, and I usually just flame round him. There, and then the second zombie usually walks through the flames to get me. But for some reason, he just refuses to walk through the door. So if Mr. X catches up to you, just run around the kind of army truck thing here, and the zombie's usually out by then. If not, you might have to use another flame round or a pistol shot to stun the zombie to get through. But once you're through, Mr. X just completely ignores you. I guess his muscular build is too big to fit through a metal fence. But, oh well. Now, next section coming up, we have 1 zombie, and I believe there's 7 dogs. So you can shoot the first 2 dogs from up here. I think it's 3 or 4 shots to kill them on this difficulty. Even just weakening them, you don't need to kill them here, but weakening them is fine. Zombie, either just stun them or, you know, get lucky and one-shot it in the head. But when you go down the stairs, 1 dog will hide by the door there, and 1 will come up by the fence right in front of you, and you can just kill them from here. So that's 1. The second one I believe is still at the door, yep, so just kill him. And there's 1 more that spawns on the police car as you go through the fence here on your right hand side. There. A few pistol shots, or you can use a flame round. There's plenty of time to kill with the pistol because it sits on the car for so long barking at you. Now into the basketball court. If you have the submachine gun, there's ammo on the red bench to your right. Now, 2 more dogs. Kill these 2 really quickly before they jump over the fence. And there's 1 more that as you approach the door will start slowly walking towards you. Just on your left, you can kind of see it there. There we go. Now, there's 1 more dog, but he only spawns on the other side of the bus. There's also a zombie in here I forgot about. And a Mr. Raccoon. So the zombie's at the other end. You may as well just kill him, because you don't know when it's going to be safe to leave. Grenade. Now, there's 2 things you can do here. The dog can't get into the bus. So you can either play it super safe and shoot it from the bus, however you don't get a very good angle. Or if you hang around by the driver's side, the dog actually jumps over to that side of the map where it is now. And while it's over there, you can just run for the door. It's fairly safe. It's better than waiting around for it to respawn, but it just completely runs off. So I think I could just leave and run straight for the door. Yeah. Because the dogs can be on both sides of the car park, they can jump over the barrier, so if you hang by the bus driver's seat, the dog will jump over there to try and get closer to you. And once it's done that, just run out the other end and straight for the orphanage. Easy peasy. So now we're just gonna do the orphanage section. It's just a straight run to the room.
Hello? I have the pendant.
If you're doing like a hard difficulty later on, if you go upstairs in the orphanage to the bathroom where the sheriff goes to, or chief police, sorry, there's actually a first aid kit in there, and a collectible, and I believe submachine gun ammo, if you so desire. Obviously not for this one because we're not healing. But down into the sewer, we're going to find Sherry, and then we're going to say goodbye to our friend Mr. X, which is probably one of my favourite cutscenes in the game. Mainly because I hate him, and it's just nice to see Birkin literally tear him in half. But yeah, go, go, go. I'm just going to run straight to the elevator. Yeah, it's not behind me, Sherry, it's behind you. You're behind me, so you're probably going to die first, so I'm all good. But yeah, in here, what's the greatest cutscene? Then you're going to meet Sherry's mum, the winner of the Worst Mother of the Year award. There's a save file, a save spot in here. I would recommend saving it, which is what I do, because obviously there's autosave, but in case autosave doesn't work, it's just good not to redo the dog section. So you have unlimited saves on standard and assisted, so you may as well abuse them. So now into the sewer. My least favourite area of the game. Primarily because of the disgusting monsters that you find in here. Claire has one less encounter with them than Leon does, which is another reason why I chose Claire's story. Usually you'd run into one right here in Leon's, but with Claire you just walk straight through. So yeah, so for the starter this is, you know, just a walking simulator. No danger. And upstairs and up the ladder. Now in the next room, there'll be 3 zombies. There'll be 2 on your right hand side, which you can see very easily. And there's 1 on the left, which is kind of hard to see because it's in the darkened corner. It's possible to get in and out of here without killing them, but I would suggest killing the zombies. Either with pistol ammo or use a grenade launcher. Because there is a couple of things you want to get in here. So just quickly dispose of them. Now, first locker is SZF. In here there's submachine gun ammo if you want it. And if you go to the corner on the left, which I ignore, there is flame rounds. Okay, so make sure you pick them up. Don't ignore them like I did. A lot of this I realise after I've done this playthrough. I've noticed there's things I missed. Okay, so now we have to go and seek out the chest pieces. There's also handgun ammo over here and a save point you can use if you want. So, out here, pull the switch, and then we're going to head across. So we're over here, we're going to pick up the kind of sleuth key, or valve key, whatever you want to call it. And we're also going to pick up the upgrade for the original pistol. And that allows us to use the like high grade ammo. It's essentially a magnum. So keys here, and then the safe is on the other side. The combination for the safe is actually written on the right hand side of it. There's a note somewhere that tells you. But yeah, it's just on the right hand side. So left 2, right 12, left 8, I think. Yeah. And there you go. This is really important. So hopefully you have magnum rounds because you're going to need them for the boss. The boss in the sewer area is the worst boss in the game. I cannot stand this fight. Especially if you're trying to do a no heal or no hit run. It is awful. So there's 2 zombies here. Now, be warned, the one on the right hand side with the high-vis jacket might not be there. Sometimes it's in the water on the right hand side. So if you don't see him, it doesn't mean he's not spawned in. He will be in the water on the right hand side, so just be warned, there is 2 of them. So you're going to pull the switch and jump in the water and then head left first. If you head along here, there's actually a hand grenade sitting on the left hand side. The more defense items you have, the better, because the disgusting sewer monsters tend to grab you and you better defend yourself. There's also high grade gunpowder there as well, good for acid rounds. Now, run past this guy. You do not want to fight him. And then we're going to use the key here. Now in here, I believe on the left hand side there's magnum rounds. You want to try and hoard as many magnum rounds as you can. I think we use 6 magnum rounds for the boss. Now up the elevator there is an inventory upgrade here. Some handgun ammo as well. This zombie won't touch you until you leave the door. This guy will get up. Now, this bit is annoying because there's zombies everywhere. Now, I don't use one here, but I would thoroughly recommend you use a hand grenade. If you use a hand grenade, you can actually kill all 3 zombies, even the one that's further away. It's definitely safer than this because there is a zombie that spawns behind you if you take too long. So if you have an extra hand grenade, you should do it at this point. Just use it there. It will make this bit so much easier. Now, coming down here, there is going to be a sewer monster inside here. Now, there's 2 ways you can deal with this. Well, technically there's 3. So it's going to jump out and go for a grab attack, as in it runs towards you. There. What you can do is you back up a little bit, and it will dive down, disappear, and then you run past. Option 2, shoot a flame round at it and run past it. You have enough time to get past it, it's fine. Or there's option 3, which is what I do, is use 2 flame rounds and that's it, it will kill it. The reason I ran through the flame and ran past there is because there was a zombie starting to appear behind me. But 2 flame rounds and they're dead. At least on this difficulty anyway. But you only really need 1. If you hit it with a flame round, it tends to stagger it, and you can just run straight past it. Because we're gonna use that technique in a little bit. So you're gonna come down. There's gonna be a key on the left-hand side which we ignore. You can use it to get some extra stuff, but it requires putting you in danger, so I tend just to ignore it. It's just for more ammo and an extra upgrade. But I have enough ammo, and the upgrade is for the SMG, which we're not going to use. Now, use the key here, and I would recommend you follow this path and go and save the game again. Because this next section is really sketchy. It can be very hit or miss, it's really RNG based. So I would recommend you save it before you do this section. For some reason, I seem to think I have balls of steel, and I just run straight for it. But I would thoroughly recommend you go back and save. Right, so you're going to need 2 flame rounds for this.
Oh, Jesus. They're everywhere.
You can see it hanging out the water there. I would recommend you just shoot it with a pistol to make it spawn. I get too close to it and it grabs me. So luckily I have a knife, so I stab it with a knife. And then you shoot it with a flame round. Once it's staggered, run straight past it. Now the second one, you want to shoot as soon as you see it. There. If you wait too long, it will block off the right hand side path and you will not be able to run past it. So as soon as you see the second one, shoot it, run past it, and ignore the third one. Now, hopefully you're watching this before you do this section, because I should have said this before, but make sure you have 4 inventory slots free before you make it over here, because you're going to need 2 inventory slots for the chest pieces, and you're going to need 2 more slots for the weapon. Now, admittedly, you're never going to use this weapon. It's, from when I've used it, it's terrible, but it is amazing against the sewer monsters for staggering them. It's the only thing I use it for in the game. Other than that, I think it's rubbish. Maybe it's just because I haven't tested it on enough enemies, but I honestly just think it's terrible. You're better using your grenade launcher and pistols. So I was just going to quickly do the puzzle here, put the king piece in here, pick up the electric gun. The spark shot, sorry. Okay, then take the king piece back. Run back out here, pick up the queen. Then use the queen again to open this path. Then use the king, go back and get the queen, and then get the king. I presume you've probably already done this. No doubt you would have completed this before you attempted a no-heal run like I did. Now on the way back, all we're going to use is the spark shot. I think you get 7 rounds with it. You're probably only going to need 2. If you have flame rounds for the way back, I would just save them. Like, flame rounds are more valuable for later on, and the spark shot is not. Now, if this guy's still here, just ignore him. He'll go back underwater. There we go. Now, once we're in here, he will spawn when we get close enough to him. He'll jump up. And then just shock him. Make sure you're holding down the left trigger to keep adding damage as you move. And then as soon as you're behind him, run away. Gonna run straight ahead. Ignore the right hand path. There's actually a shortcut up here. And this will lead you down here. Now this enemy, another one will spawn. You can either walk backwards until he despawns, or you can shock him. I think I used a second shot, but I'm not sure. No, okay. If you want to use a second shot to stagger him more, by all means. But that's it. 2 spark shots, 3 if you want to play it safe. And you never have to do that section again. You never have to look at those guys again. Now, on your way back here, after you pick up the spark shot, this zombie will always spawn here unless you kill him beforehand. So just be warned. He's very sneaky, and he can grab you if you're not paying attention. So now we're just going to go back, put all the chest pieces in, and then it's time for the boss. Now, I get hit by the boss once, but because it doesn't change my health, like I'm still fine, I just continue on with the game. However, after this video's done, I'm going to show you footage of a no-hit version of the boss, which I did after. If he hits you once and your health doesn't change, it's fine, just continue on. You know, you don't need to heal, so just pretend it didn't happen and move on. If you do want to restart the save straight after this, and if you want to keep doing this boss over and over again until you're like satisfied with how you do it, that's perfectly fine. That's what I did. I redid this boss maybe 3 times, maybe even 4 times, until I was satisfied with how I did it. Now, if you have a flash grenade, take them. I don't have any at this point. You kind of need a flash grenade to do this with no hits, but it's not a big deal. There is a flash grenade in the boss fight, but it's just... this boss fight is awful. I cannot stand it. But I'll show you my strategy. It's a 1-hit boss fight, and there's also a 0-hit boss fight after. But first, we have to get past this awful section. Now, my strategy is run round in circles through the whole entire room. Just take a wide angle and just be careful of the fire. 90% of the time, this will work. You'll not get hurt. Because you're constantly running, as long as you're paying attention to where his hand is, you'll be fine. I think there is a spot in the corner where you can stand and he cannot hit you. But I have not confirmed this. But this works 90% of the time. I've only been hit maybe once whilst doing this technique, just running around in a wide circle. And you'll be fine. So now he's gonna go to the door. Just stand in front of the door and wait for him. Now his arm will break through, and once the door breaks through, run into him, and you can clip through him, and that's it. So now you're gonna run.
Should have known you would die.
Now you need to make sure he's following you there. If he's following you there, he'll try and attack the corner, and that will give you enough time to move on. If he doesn't attack the corner and keeps chasing you, you will get hit. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Hit the button, pull out the magnum. Shoot him in the eye, that will stagger him. Shoot him in the eye again, and that will drop him. Okay? There's SMG rounds in the corner here if you want them. I thought there were Magnum rounds, because there are Magnum rounds in Leon's campaign. Now, he will get back up before you can move the box back. So just keep an eye on him, and do it again. Once in the eye to stagger, once in the eye to drop him. Hit the switch. That's one. Obviously you have to do this again. This is the bit where you need a flash grenade. So once he gets back up, the first thing you're going to do is hit the switch again. If you have a flash grenade, immediately throw the flash grenade right now. Or don't miss. Or you know, don't miss. So that's the hit I take. But my health doesn't change, I'm still fine, I'm still green health, so I keep it. However, I get really lucky with dodging his moves, and that's why I keep going. If you want to restart, that's fine. I would restart the fight as soon as you hit yellow health. The game's really stupid though, because as soon as you start this, as soon as you hit the button on the crane, for some reason it auto-saves. So if you restart an autosave, you're already in the fight. It's a bit sketchy. So that's why I would recommend you save it beforehand. But yeah, so that's a one-hit fight. There is a flash grenade next to the crane button, which I should have picked up. It's just hitting the crane for the second time and getting back around to shoot him. There's not really a lot of time. So I'll show you at the end how the no-hit one went. I'm also going to skip out this section here because it's just walking to the lab, nothing really happens. You get in the train, you go down to the lab, it's fine. You're going to put Sherry down in the bed, turn around, there's flame rounds I believe on the table. Yep. And there's a map as well, but you don't need to worry about that. And then you can go and save it. And that would be the end of this part. However, I'm going to show you the no-hit fight. I get a bit lucky, I'll be honest, but it worked. So, hit the crane, pick up the flash grenade, instantly turn around, make sure you equip the flash grenade, flash him. Okay, wait for the flash to wear off before you shoot him, okay? Once for the stagger, once to put him down. And you're going to wait by the button, make sure you hit it. There's plenty of time for him to get hit, so you don't need to worry about him. Just stand by this disc. Because obviously, if the closer you are to the crane switch after this cutscene's over, the less distance you have to walk to hit the switch again, okay? Hit it again, run back out. Once to stagger him, once to drop him. If you have another flash grenade, flash him instead of shooting him. And then shoot him after the flash grenade. That's fine. So while he's down, I wait for the crane to be in place, hit it again. Now I stagger him again. 2 to stagger him, 1 to put him down. And that's it. So this really requires you to have magnum ammo and a flash grenade. But it's doable no hits, it's doable one hit. So yeah. that's that part of the walkthrough. Hopefully this helps, and I'll see you guys in part 4.